Boom. Let's screen share. Let's go for it. Really take into account what attitude is. You know, what does it really mean? Because we throw these words around so much: attitude, integrity, discipline, and we don't know what they mean. Decision is the number one thing that keeps people stuck. But attitude is going to determine everything that comes into your life, whether you're in vibrational harmony with it, because that's what attitude truly is. It's a feeling that you're projecting towards something. If you're feeling that that's not possible for you, then that's actually the attitude that you're projecting. And that's the action that you're going to take. That's the cool part that we're going to find out about attitude here is that if your action is not in harmony, your action is actually automatic. When your attitude is right, when you have a good attitude in harmony with what it is that you want, the action that you take is automatic. So we really only need to take care of the thoughts that are causing the feelings. And that's going to cause us to take the action that's going to move us toward what we want. That's the truth about attitude. Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, either way, you are right. And he couldn't have been more correct about that. Doesn't matter what you're doing. If you don't think it's possible for you, you're either not going to take action toward it, or you're going to take funky action, which says everything about the way that you feel. And you're going to get what you're vibrating with. You're going to get what you're believing. That's what Ford was saying with that. Thomas Jefferson said, nothing can stop the man with the right mental attitude from achieving his goal. Nothing on earth can help the man with the wrong mental attitude. So true. I've seen people given every opportunity in the world to succeed and still blow it because they didn't understand attitude. You will tear it down. I know this personally because my attitude toward my personal training business afterward was such that I didn't believe that you could earn that kind of money that way. So I ended up starting to tear that down. I started to hold a really bad attitude about that. How was that attitude reflected? It was reflected in how I felt about the clients, how I felt about the business. This business runs from dawn till dusk. These clients are a pain in the butt. It really started to show up that way. And the more I did that, the more I tore it down. And it just shows you that although I'd gone through The Secret, the law of attraction, I had attracted something really amazing in my life. It didn't matter. Nothing on earth could help me. I had the wrong mental attitude because I had no understanding of what attitude actually was. So what is it? Well, we got to go to the stick person to understand this. Energy always flows from the top down. Remember this. It's always flowing. You think of this energy. In our full program, Thinking into Results, we think about this all the time. Sometimes we visualize it as lavender energy, like so it can have a tint so you can see it. But this energy is formless. It has no positive or negative. It's being offered to you. And it's coming down and you shape it through your conscious mind. Your thinking, reasoning faculty is there. Your conscious mind can do unique things. We think it's limited because it can only do one thing at a time, but it's not. It's a beautiful design. We don't get confused if we use it properly. We can only focus on one thing at a time and we get to choose what that is. But the conscious mind can accept or reject. And we can build images. Another beautiful faculty, imagination. We've got the greatest imagination of any being. Your dog can't imagine. He can't imagine a greater life for himself, but you can, and that's in your conscious mind. And you do it one image at a time. Now, here's the thing. We don't act from our conscious mind. We don't give ourselves commands, say, get up, left foot, right foot, go do the thing, form the words when you're speaking. You don't. All that stuff's in the subconscious. The subconscious can do everything at once. It can multitask. It can do all that stuff, but it's limited. How is it limited? It can only accept. It accepts based on feeling. That's what the subconscious does. The subconscious is responsible for the vibration and attitude that you're putting out into the world. And that vibration is going to be determined by the thoughts that you're having or allowing and accepting in your conscious mind. Your subconscious will also tell you that thought is in harmony with you and that thought is not. So we have to be aware of that type of stuff and ask the question, create awareness, is that true? Universal truth is all that we can go back to. Because when we say things like that's not possible for me, or my family's never done that, it doesn't matter. Never done that before in my life. That's why we say you're not defined by your history. Subconscious will offer that based on programming that you have already, though. So we've got to have the awareness and reshape those thoughts using this wonderful stick figure guy. Say from the top down, create the thought that you want that goes into your subconscious based on feeling, strong emotion. Fear is a strong emotion, and so is love. We want to be working with love because that means we're moving toward what we want. And the body, it's just an instrument of the mind. The body does exactly what the mind tells it to do. It goes into that vibration. Feeling is just a word that we invented to describe the vibration that we're in. So powerful with attitude. Subconscious doesn't know good or bad, too. All it knows is comparison to programming that you have. And even more than that, we have programming, we're programmed genetically and environmentally. It's so cool, is that if you don't have programming for something, which is what we're working with when we're going to get our goal in the big coaching, what do you default to? Just because you've never done something before, what do you default to? Genetic programming for most of us will go toward fear. Because as we said, the person who had fear, doubt, and worry actually survived better back in the day. And that's all subconscious is really concerned with. When it's feeling a massive change, doesn't have programming for it, it will go toward fear. But we can consciously shift it to faith. Interesting, isn't it? It's not our fault, our genetic ancestors, and it wasn't their fault either because they got ate by the saber-toothed tiger. Unless they were fearful and they were mindful of what they were doing, out there in the world. So they had to learn that, and they pass those genes on. It becomes natural, but we don't have to feel it that way. We can fill it with what we want. So the energy goes from the top down. I want you to think positive, negative. That's one way to describe it. It's our limited way of describing it. But what's positive for you can be negative for somebody else, and what's negative for you can be positive for somebody else. Think in terms of in harmony with what you want. And you can't be in harmony with something that you want if you don't know what the heck it is. But once you've got that clear image, you create the thought. Is this thought in harmony with what I truly want? Good. How does it feel? Get involved with the feeling, and then you're going to take the action automatically. Good way I can share this is like I do with fitness. People talk about wanting to be really fit, and they know that they do need to work out regularly in order to do that. But when they're involved in, this is going to stink, this workout's going to suck, or, maybe I'm not going to enjoy dance class or something today, whatever it is, that starts to get them emotionally involved with, I don't want to do this. That's what causes the body to take action or not act. Don't do it. Find something else to do. Run off and do the laundry, or, scroll on Facebook, whatever. Do something else is all that it is. So think about that, because we can switch that really quickly. What do you feel like at the end of the action that you're supposed to take? You can feel that, you can think that, you can become emotionally involved with that. How happy you're going to be that you did that. And if you did that enough times consistently where you get your goal, holy crap, I just walked my way all the way to my goal. And now you're in a positive vibration. It's natural that you're going to walk out there and do that. And I like this in terms of fitness because I've done this many times, and I've walked out I do my fitness in the garage, but I don't even have shoes on. I get so motivated to get into doing this thing. Like your body just does it. I don't care. You know what I mean? I don't need nothing. I'm just doing it. And that's the attitude that we've got to have. And we can create it consciously. So positive or negative attitude is always created from the top down. And remember, whatever you're vibrating with, secondary laws shared in The Secret is the law of attraction. So whatever you're in harmony with is what you're drawing to you. You're conditioned to receive it so you can see it. You know, what you're seeing in the world is based on what you're believing too. So many times something can be right there in front of you and you can't see it because you don't believe that. You see that so much in relationships. People don't believe that there's somebody out there for them. So the person's sitting like right next to them and you're like, hey, look, you know, and they're like, there ain't nobody out there for me. Same thing. You only attract what you're in harmony with. So as a light switch, it's like you're looking at this thing, you're turning your attitude on or off or on or off, you're pushing it away, you're bringing it to you. You can't have it that way. We've got to learn to keep that light switch flipped up the majority of the time, if not all of the time. So attitude is the composite of your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. It's not just saying, yeah, I got a good attitude. I don't pick no fights or nothing. You like my accent today. I hope you do. I don't pick any fights with people. I don't cause trouble. I don't cuss people out. Well, that doesn't mean you don't have a bad attitude. Are you taking action toward what you want? If the answer is no, then your attitude broke down. Remember, we don't feel shameful about this stuff. What we're doing is not who we are. It's just showing you your programming, and that programming is susceptible to change. So we just look at it indifferently and we go, no, I'm not taking action. Why? You know what? This is what I'm thinking and feeling. It's the composite. It's not any single part of the thing. It's the composite of the thoughts, the feelings, and the action. When you're taking action consistently, daily, regularly toward what it is that you want, then yeah, you've got a good attitude. And when you're not, go back to the drawing board and figure it out and fix it, because you really do want the thing. And if you don't want the thing, then put something in front of you that you do want. You messed up at the beginning, and that's okay. Didn't want the thing bad enough. Your attitude is going to determine where you go in life. It's the foundation of either failure or success. Why? Because you're vibrating, man. You're vibrating in harmony with that thing. You're understanding that it belongs to you. You're understanding that you're going to get what you want. Why would you take action towards something that wasn't going to do anything good for you? It wasn't going to get you what you want. That would be insanity. It'd be crazy. Like, why would you do that? No. So we've got to be in harmony with it. Your attitude is a composite of your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. Your thoughts, feelings, and actions are an energy that you're sending out into the universe. And whatever you send out into the universe is what's going to come back to you. The cool part about this too is that you're taking on like energy the moment you send it out too. So you're sending that positive energy and you're just attracting more. You're bringing it in. It's like a vacuum. They say nature abhors a vacuum. Can't stand is a better word. Nature hates a vacuum. It just doesn't exist. It's always going to fill that vacuum, and it's going to fill it with that energy that just left. Everything has good in it and everything has bad in it. What do you look for? Seek and ye shall find. Now that Bible verse means so much more. That is going to dictate your attitude. So attitude is more than words. When we affirm what we want to ourselves, but we feel the opposite, like just screaming at yourself your goal. It's like telling someone good job when you feel as though they've not done a good job. That feels yucky. It's a bad vibration. You know, sometimes in coaching, we refer to it as a double binding message, but what the heck does that mean? It's just a bad vibration, bad vibes, man. And more often than not, by telling yourself or trying to force yourself, you're just affirming that you're not believing that that's possible for you. So you've got to go back to the start. You've got to believe the base about what we believe about ourselves. What do we have to reference? You know, we only have science and theology, and they both say that we're infinite. So you've got to go back there. You're no different than anybody else. You are an infinite spirit, and know that about yourself. And anything that you want, you can get. What are some other base beliefs? We're all just energy. Like, I'm not this body, and this computer is not what you think it is. It's just molecules, atoms, quarks, whatever those things are as it gets smaller, but it's just energy vibrating that way. And yet you, what are you? You're somebody that understands vibration. Why? Because you feel. Not only do you feel tells you what you're in harmony with or not in harmony with, but you have the ability to control those feelings, a la the vibration. So what does that give you control over? Everything. That's a heavy statement, right? But why did they show Jesus walking on water? It wasn't to say like he's really cool. He said that all these things that I've done, you can do too. Says it right there in the book. For the person who believes, you can have all these things. And he said, and more. He did it to show you what you can do, what you actually have power to do. Now, we don't want to go out there and walk on water, or maybe you do. And if you were able to get yourself into that vibrational state, then you could. What would be the state? Belief. Believing that that's what's going to happen is what's going to cause it to happen. That's the power in those messages. It's not some kind of mystical thing. It's life coaching right there, showing you, what do you believe? Because your life is going to show up based on that. Don't just keep repeating your goal if all you feel is negative. Stop. Change your vibration. Look at something positive. Go get some positive information. Do your coaching. Watch these lessons. Do something different. Let you believe that that's possible about you. And then start to say your goal to yourself. That's where the magic happens. That's where the ways start to get created. That's where the answers show up. When we affirm what we want to ourselves and we feel it as though the good we desire is already here, we have to feel it in the now. The subconscious doesn't know yesterday. It doesn't know tomorrow. It only knows now. The good is already here. We're attracting everything necessary for success. The longer we maintain a positive attitude, the faster, this is the key, the faster we succeed. Doesn't matter what happens to you too. You can just say it's all part of my journey. This is part of my story. You can view it through that lens. We need a good story, and part of our story is struggle. That's the part that connects us to the world, not our perfection. Our perfection says, oh, they can do it, but I can't do it. Our struggle is what tells them, holy crap, you did that? I can do that too. So embrace it and love it. All we want to do this week in our action steps is notice, is your attitude based on circumstances or understanding? And what's the difference? If something out there in your world is taking your vibration and making it bad, somebody said something mean to you, the news didn't tell you the right stuff, you read something, you got a text message, social media, and you feel bad, then your attitude is based on circumstances. When your attitude's based on circumstances, it's a guaranteed way to not get your goal. Your attitude's based on understanding that you're the creator. You can have any thought that you want, and nobody can make you feel inferior without your consent first. Nobody can make you pissed off without your consent first. Life is not what's happening to you, it's your reaction to what's happening to you. Isn't that interesting? Attitude based on circumstances or understanding. The only one's going to get you what you want is an understanding. Attitude based on understanding. Notice this week, are you taking action toward what you want? Are you doing it every day? Just notice, don't judge, because you also cannot make yourself feel inferior, bad, pissed off, or whatever without your consent. You were part of that. I'm telling myself I'm no good. And this is with love that I laugh this stuff out, because I know I've done it, but it's so true, man. You just don't have to do that. You're like, no, that's interesting. Our phrase, I changed that phrase just a little bit too, to that's something, because I don't even know if it's interesting sometimes when I hear it. Like, that's not interesting. That story really stinks, don't want to be lying to somebody. So, you know, that's something. By the way, I think you're very amazing because of your something, you know, whatever you're seeing amazing in that person. Change the subject, man. Let's get on a different vibe. If you're not taking action, notice you're thinking and feeling. Notice, are you thinking and feeling negative? Just notice. What thoughts and feelings are you having? Check them out. Look them in the face. It's hard to win a fight when you won't look at the thing that you're fighting. Right? So look it directly in the eye and say, what is this? Is it true? Are you real? Are you true? And you'll watch it just lose so much power. If you're not taking action, notice, are you thinking and feeling negative? Just part of the composite. Thoughts, feelings, and actions make your attitude. What thoughts and feelings are you having? Consciously shift to the positive. What is good? There's good and bad in everything. The only formless stuff is what's flowing into your head that you're shaping into thoughts. Those thoughts are either going to be in harmony with something that you want or you don't want. But this stuff that we're looking out into the world, we know that molecules, atoms, there's a positive to every cell in your body. That's why we say mind is in every cell of your body. The moment you shift into a positive vibration, everything changes about you. You feel it all over. Get scared to death, you feel it all the way down to the tips of your toes and fingers. It's the same thing. Mind is everywhere. There's good and bad in everything. Can't have an up without a down. You can't have an in without an out. You can't have positive without a negative, yin without a yang. You will find what you're looking for. Seeking ye shall find, good or bad, and you will attract what you are in harmony with. When you create the attitude you want, you will know because you will work with a sense of urgency. And that doesn't mean hurry. Hurry is a poverty mindset. What's it poverty toward? Poverty toward time. You're saying that I have a lack of time. Urgency is different. It's getting things done in a calm and confident manner. You're moving towards something that you know the outcome, you're going to get it. You felt it inside, you built that feeling inside. If you've done it before and you know how to do something, you know what that feels like. You're just going to get it done. Getting a lot done in a short period of time. When you're focused and your attitude is right, you just focus on the one thing and you will get more things done than the person that is bad attitude and not focused. In an hour, a lot of times you can get done what a person can't even get done in a day who has a bad attitude, is not focused. So some play not to lose and others play to win. Winning can call for you to take risks. What is your attitude toward taking risks? What is a risk? That means I don't have any programming for that. We talked about that a little bit earlier. When you don't have any programming to go out and do what you're going to do, what's your default? Our subconscious doesn't know good or bad. It just knows if you're vibrating in harmony with something or not. That's it. So if you're going to do something you've never done before and you don't have any programming and you naturally default to fear, doubt, and worry, check it. Have a look at it. What is it? Ask it, is it true? You can create the thoughts. You can feel differently. You can have a different attitude. Attitude is everything. You're the creator of it. How to make positive attitude shifts quickly. We know this. Music, man, it's just a vibration. Why does music do that to us? Because we associate it with something. Same song might make somebody else feel angry or whatever. It might be a bad memory, but it's all in a vibrational form that takes you back in an instant. Love a song, makes you feel a certain way. You've had a moment with that song. The more you listen to that song, the more it just does that. You can get in a vibration that's positive fast with music. Give somebody else love. Above all these things, love one another was a message, not because, you need to be a nice person. It's because that's the greatest way for you to live. Yeah, it's about being a nice person too. It's kind of cool when you look at the design of it. But man, nothing makes you feel better. Yes, randomly is okay. Somebody had a hard time. You're not feeling so good. Text them, give them some love, tell them why they're amazing. If something was coming to mind there and I can't remember what it was, but randomly giving love is okay. Gratitude. Thankful for what you have, thankful for what is coming to you. Goal script. If you don't have one, you got to make one. You got to listen to it. Put music behind it. Let music play in the back of your goal script and see you having all the success that you want while you're listening to yourself saying, this is what I'm doing right here, right now. It's the story of you. That's it. Next week, the key to being a great leader. True leadership is about helping others develop themselves and their skills. When you know how to align the success of others with your success, you become unstoppable. And getting people to really follow is about understanding what they really need and getting in harmony with what they really want, not what they need. Let me say that right. With what they want. And when you understand what that is and you're able to connect that with your success, you get people to work in an unstoppable way. In order to get them to achieve that success, it's all about developing it too. It's not about directing them. Directing people and micromanaging is one of the most biggest frustrations that you'll face out there in the corporate world. But when you find a leader that knows how to develop people, these people are so thankful for their leaders. Next week. That is it.
I liked it.